The silent shout. Staring at nothing, that continuous glare. Have you seen that pitiful stare? The curtains flicker as you look up. That ghostly old house with the windows all shut. Loneliness is a terrible thing. You miss all the joy that friends can bring. Needing help but too shy to ask. Is there still joy beneath that mask? You remember the days of living in style. You remember the days that you used to smile. Your thoughts locked away in your personal file. 2 steps away from being senile. Staring out the window, you've thrown your dice. Life goes so slow near the end of their life. You no longer fear death. Nothing left to seek. Nothing left, you've passed your peak. That gormless stare, that runny nose. No one cares, they don't notice your pose. Look at that. The passerbys shout. Nosy old sod. As insults pelt. They give their abuse. And then move on. Their key is still loose. They're still singing their song. So you stagger over to your urine-stained sheets. Your only protection. Because it's getting bleak. You shut your eyes. And then seek out some bliss. Those boat rides, those train rides. That loving kiss. Then you awake. For it is so cold. And you look at the walls. Covered in mold. Suddenly you feel warm. And you let loose your air. And you wonder if anyone will miss your stare. I didn't really know her, the neighbors repeat. But I'm so glad she died in her sleep. Soviet England. He stands there at the front of the room. His voice just above the crowd. He feeds them garbage with his spoon. His books are from his shelves. He cannot teach them, for he's a bore. His frustration is loud and clear. He wants to run out of the door. He tries to hide his fear. He wants to run from this hopeless chore. They can see he wants to disappear. But it's the letter of the law. Of this he must endure. He picks on the girls, as he fears the boys. He can't tolerate the chaotic crowd. He'd love to lash out and silence them all. He cannot stand the noise. Thinking to himself that he'd be better off in hell. He feels that he's the toy. He stands his ground and the noise dies down. As he writes onto the board, homework for everyone, the lost time will be found. But he only gets ignored. The noise starts again, so he starts to shout. I'm going to get the headmaster. He marches from the room like a delirious lout. Shouting this is a freaking disaster. He needs backup to help him out. He goes as fast as his feet will muster. He didn't think it would be like this when he took the job. He thought his pupils would listen. But they have no respect, they laugh at him. He has a tower of knowledge. His patience is now running thin. Why did he go to college? The times have changed, there's no discipline. The kids show him no homage. With strictness spent, everything is gone. The chaotic children can all see. Persecution is so wrong, we live in a democracy. Myxomatosis. The grass sways in the breeze. And the branches creak in the trees. I look about me, not a soul. Not a thing. Oh, isn't it just a beautiful scene? It wasn't like this long ago. You'd see the rabbits run to and fro, munching grass. It's how they kept alive. The humans killed them. Only a few survived. So from Australia came a man-made disease. Who will we kill next? The birds and the bees. Eyes like saucers, totally insane. It spread like wildfire, their loss our gain. Only the few survived, they were nearly extinct. Their killers didn't care, they didn't think. So many lives lost. In our country. The empty warrens, it's elementary. They are not human. So why should we care? They didn't think of the pain that they had to bear. They were completely delirious, running into trees. Killed by their superiors, I bet they were pleased. Killing those rabbits was an atrocity. They stripped the land bare, some philosophy. Because of their eating habits. The humans destroyed the rabbits. Their future seemed vague. Because of the plague. A human-made virus made them fade. The next time you look at those empty plains, think of the rabbits, now mainly remains. So for perfect grass they paid the price. The man-made holocaust wasn't that nice. The silence is golden, the people now say. There is death in the valleys. And they think it's okay. Escape from the android city. Do the same thing every day. Go to work to get your pay. Do the same thing every night. Never seen a city light. Life is so dull in Monmouth. There is no dole in Monmouth. Programmed farmers in Monmouth. Still wearing pajamas in Monmouth. Escape before it is too late. Go to the city to find my fate. Big tall buildings give me a scare. But there's lots of life that I can share. Life is so dull in Monmouth. There is no dole in Monmouth. Programmed farmers in Monmouth. Still wearing pajamas in Monmouth. City life is so great. Lots of potential, I'm on the make. Goodbye Monmouth forever. I've found real pleasure. Life is so dull in Monmouth. There is no dole in Monmouth. Programmed farmers in Monmouth. Still wearing pajamas in Monmouth. You criticized the city. You called it the pits. But your town is a ballroom blitz. Lots of lies on your tele. That city life is dull, not merry. Goodbye Monmouth with no fuss. I leave you all there to rot in the dust. Life is so dull in Monmouth. There is no dole in Monmouth. Programmed farmers in Monmouth. Still wearing pajamas in Monmouth. Humdrum world. We cannot help it, we stick out from the crowd. We are sensible people, but we cannot meld. We are different, of this we're proud. We are not wrapped into a shroud. We don't like it when you stare. Have you seen our evil glare? We follow our hearts and do what's best. Our goal is freedom that's full of zest. It's a humdrum world, we say aloud. We are happy when we're not held. I bet you'd love to see us jailed, because we walk outside the crowd. Your life has no measures, it's quite humdrum, with guilty pleasures that brings you fun. You think that we're degenerates, you call us scum. We may dress different, but we're not dumb. You're so boring, you make us sick, as you try to condition us with your boring kit. 20th century lives are so humdrum, the children want to say. 20th century lives we wish to shun. So be it as it may. Children are seen but never heard, so do not run and play. Just be quiet and suck your thumb, is what the adults say. Fall in line with the crowd, and have a happy day. But we are not happy to live a lustless life. We want to get away. Getting out. The bells are ringing and you know the tune. You know that they're after you. The bells are ringing and you howl at the moon. Society is all doom and gloom. Society is no friend to me, is it a friend to you? My skies are gray every day. It's all that I am due. Summertime is nearly here, but I cannot leave the winter. All my dreams have disappeared. I'm shattered like a splinter. I lose all my self-control. My problems are getting worse. I'm stuck in this deep black hole. I can't take this evil curse. I don't know how to cope. I'm lost in the queue. I don't like standing here. I feel trapped in the zoo. I wish that I could disappear. My self-respect begins to melt. I must break the mold. The desk people projecting loud. They'd love to see me fold. When I'm back at home, I'm free from doubt. I forget about the pain. I don't want in, so I opt out, because this life is so mundane. Behind the wall. The lights go out in the castle. The brick walls are like a parcel. For hidden inside, lurking within, is the ghost of James, making a din. He didn't want to leave this world. When he died he shouted aloud, "Let me out. Somebody please." Gasping for breath, as he fell to his knees. His face turned blue. He curled into a ball. Nobody heard him, it was so cruel. He's been there for centuries. His soul wouldn't shed. He cannot rest, for he is not dead. He can't rest in peace. Even to this day, he's bricked in the wall, fading away, lost in the castle. He walks in the night. He cries out for help, screaming with fright. He's in a kerfuffle. He's pulled back again. He tries to struggle, but only in vain. Pulled back to his parcel, his ethereal chain. He tries to resist, going insane. He doesn't want the parcel to be his domain. He screams in agony, twisted with pain. He can't fight the call. He's fixed to the spot, forever haunting. That's his lot. He falls back in place. And begins to cry. And he prays to God to let him die.